This is Untethered, where we live stream the world. Today we are live streaming HKDaipaidong, which is just a little place to eat. I'm Wesley Green, and I go by Eric Baker today. Hi, Erica.
Hi.
How you doing?
How you
So
doing?
we're at a place called, I don't know if you can see it on the sign back there, Haiphong Road, Temporary Food Hawker Bazaar. This one is a renovated version of a food court that includes a lot of these Daipaidongs, but they could be anywhere. Actually, they're often at the entrance to narrow streets or alleys, or just alongside roads that maybe aren't quite so busy. And a lot of them are just usually on the street, and there's either seating or sometimes not on the street, and it's basically street food. We're at a food court, so it's not actually on the street, but it is street food.
Just under the cover, away from the sun.
Yeah, actually, I'm in a nice shade of trees right here. We're off. This food court is actually right off of a pretty major road, right on the tip of Kowloon. I walk 8 minutes from my house to get here. So this one is, if tourists want to try this is a good option, but it is crowded. Just to let you know.
Oh.
All right. And I was just telling Eric I've not lost. I'm sure it's at the hospital, but I didn't bring my mask for whatever reason. I don't know. It's usually almost always in the bag. It's in the bag, but it's not today. So off we go. I was only going to wear it a few minutes anyway, and then sit down and eat. Although I may be sitting out here, to be completely honest, because not a lot of room inside. Eric, you ready to go in?
Showing up. Yep.
Eric, I don't know if I gave you a chance to respond a minute ago. How are you doing?
Oh, I said I'm good. How are you doing?
I got ignored that. Just immediately started talking. So good. Good. I'm glad you're good. I'll get the sign so people might come here. It's easy to find too.
Temporary cooked food.
It's temporary, but it's been here for decades. Originally, it was just like a food court, like we experienced a lot in Malaysia. But I guess we should walk around and kind of see what's available, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, we found a place already. Oh, these are a burger. Well, I know. This is actually pretty common in China. I'll show you what they've got. They're just sandwiches. I mean, in Hong Kong. This is a Hong Kong thing. Pork sandwiches.
Oh.
Yeah, they're pretty good. It's a traditional Hong Kong thing. But I'm going to look around. Okay. I'm going to assume it works. Well, no, it looks like you sit and order. You sit close to where you want and then order. So a little different than Malaysia.
Oh, they come to you.
Yeah, they come to you and you order. And honestly, that lady was the only place that had seating, which is not really a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
I think I really wanted to get salted pork. All pictures, and none of the food is visible. A little disappointing. Okay, here's more like a beef tenderloin, beef tendon, and beef brisket.
Wow.
Flat rice noodles. Mixed meatball, I like that. Beef balls and beef biscuit noodles. Beef offal noodles. Any of these sounding like something you're interested in?
I love all of that.
Well, I'm liking this this one here. What do we got? Popular pork chop rice, salt and pepper. Let's take a seat right here, next to the door. Oh, hello. Sorry. Let me flip you around. That is a zoom. Not what I meant to do.
Look at that guy's shirt. I love it. I love that. That guy's shirt was so 1980s.
Oh, the one that's like torn?
Yeah.
Okay. This is you? Let's see. We want that simple beef. I didn't know. It's still in Chinese. Okay. Well, all right, we're getting the popular. Okay. Oh, you want me to get a drink too, huh? That's probably a good idea. Oh no. No. All right, Miss Erica. My attention is back on you.
Okay, so you chose what? What are you going to get? The beef?
Popular pork chop rice with salt and pepper. It's basically just salted pork and rice.
Oh,
like
okay. You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, pretty simple. And a tea.
Also, you're over by the open air right there, and I noticed that, like, yeah, this is still better than maskless and in some kind of closed off building. This place is really, it has really high ceilings, and it's also open air. So
yeah, it's not just that it has high ceilings. Like I'm looking up at the sky when I look up right now. There's something over us. Like if it rained, it wouldn't be wet, but you can see it's all open air. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And the front here is totally open.
Yeah, that's still safe.
Better, yeah. Right, yeah. You know, we should take this opportunity to discuss the goings on of the show.
Yes, let's do.
Okay. Where should we start?
I have no idea. Like where it's going when you get. Ooh, what is that? What'd you get?
Just tea. So
Oh,
just a tea like you'd get in an American.
Oh, like an iced tea?
Yeah.
That threw me off. I was like, why does that look like tea? Because it is.
I think lemon though. It's not. It's pretty sweet actually, but it's heavily lemon flavored with fresh lemon slices in it.
Yum. Good.
Yeah. Yeah. Good thing. Okay. So I have some cash left still. So that's a good thing. Going over the positive. I have no access to my bank account. Charles Schwab cut it off, and you know, I'm trying to transfer the money out to you. I haven't seen evidence that's happening, but I filled out the form and sent it to them, and they acknowledged that they received it. So that doesn't happen, you know, by the end of the day tomorrow. I gotta send them another message and say, hey, can you please not make me homeless?
Right.
I can't even book another hotel. I have to extend where I'm at because my passport is getting a visa put in it. Which brings us to the other thing. Now I won't be getting that back tomorrow because I don't remember. We talked about this actually. Because, is this mine? Oh yeah. Okay. Got that one. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Wow, that was fast.
Oh wow,
Yummy looking.
that's a lot too.
Yeah, it is a lot of food. So $61. What does that turn into for American?
So that's a little less than $8.
Right. So all this together was $8.
And that's with the drink and that. So this is just like what, braised pork?
Yeah, the braised. It just says pork chop. Yeah, it's braised.
And then peppers and onions.
Yeah, it's got peppers and onions on top. There's some cabbage in there. Garlic. The garlic. And rice. Yeah. Yum. Pepper.
Yeah, that looks good.
Mm-hmm. It is very good. I knew it would be. It is pretty easy. I mean, obviously, I'm so poor. I have to go for like the $20 meals most times, but yeah, if you're here on vacation, something like this is a great meal for $8. That's why I said again and again, like Hong Kong is not expensive. People make it expensive. You can spend money here if you want, and there's certainly nice things to spend money on. But if you want to come and do Hong Kong on the cheap, you can. It's actually quite a good backpacker destination, like a stopover on the way to Southeast Asia. All right. So anyway, about the visa. So the school, when the school filled out the invitation for the work permit paperwork online, they checked that I was going to be going to Houston for my for my to actually apply, which is weird because there is no Houston consulate anymore.
Okay,
So it's strange that they even have that option. But it doesn't show up on the form they give you, so I had no idea they even filled that out. I didn't know it was a question they asked. So then they sent me an email, I guess last night, that said your work permit doesn't show up in our system because you checked the wrong location. You had to switch it to Hong Kong. So I sent a message off to the school, and they said they would change it, but it's like till Friday. So the visa is not even moving right now. It doesn't do anything until tomorrow.
So who marked it as Texas or Houston?
Mama Fish.
Oh my God.
She's back on the case. So tomorrow, maybe the visa process will start again. I guess she's cleaning up the food. Maybe the visa process will start. Yes, yeah, you can have it. Yeah. You want me to move there? Yeah, thanks. Okay, I got it. Anyway, I guess that's all that story.
Okay, so then once she corrects that, so it wasn't anything wrong on your end anyway, it's them. So
well, no, but I still
right. And then
she's called the government to correct it. So she said they would. They said they have a response by Friday, and I was like, well, I hope the response is we fixed it.
No shit. Why did she want you to move to this spot rather than the other?
I don't know.
It does get a little bit more of the action behind you there.
Good.
So if they don't do it until Friday to like maybe get a response, then it might be even Monday until it's done, until something's done. Until you get
oh yeah, it'd definitely be Monday. Monday would be early at this point. But I'm thinking at least Tuesday. But again, if everything goes well, which it never does. Probably get forehead now.
I like the little slow pan down to the plate.
I think don't stop in for a leisurely lunch. All right, well, anyway, wanted to let you know what was going on with that. I don't know what I don't know what I'm gonna do. Honestly, I'm trying not to think about it.
These people have to have your money into my account. I'm like, when you did the wire transfer, it said everything was correct, right? And then
Doesn't say anything.
oh, nothing.
Transmit.
Oh well, that's it. We're working on it. Maybe.
Yeah, they don't say that. They just say they've received it. And one of the things that worries me is, well, she didn't tell me this, but on the form you have to tell them how much the fee is. Like, you have to include the fee in, and I'm like, how do I know what the fee is?
What the hell?
I'm not the bank. That's stupid. So I just left that blank. I hope the lady that helped me is able to watch out for it. Somehow I suspect she forgot I existed 2 minutes after we're off the phone. But she was nice while we were on the phone. I strongly suspect they're just going to keep my money.
I mean, that is ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm holding back on how badly I want to trash them until I get the money back. But I have a lot to say about Charles Schwab at this point. But I also don't want to pretend like it's just them. The whole U.S. banking system is that way.
Like, what were you supposed to know? Like the cost of the transfer to my bank? Like,
yeah. What's the fee for
how
that?
does their bank know it? Because to receive a transfer, it should be zero. So to send it, if they, what the hell? Wait, what?
No clue. It doesn't make any sense. Why would you guys pay that instead of telling me the price? I just left it blank. Yeah.
Well, here is a domestic wire transfer. It's a $25 fee to wire funds from your account. Okay, so they're just what they're gonna do is they're gonna take out 25 of what you are trying to send,
or reject the whole thing because I didn't fill out the form correctly, which is what I suspect they'll do.
Assholes.
Yeah.
Well, right here it also says 25 per transfer, 15 if transferred online. It's all online, ass wipes.
Yeah. She's like, we need a paper version. I was like, well, obviously I can't do that because I'm in Hong Kong. She goes, oh, well, I can send it through email. And I'm like, can't send paper through email. I'm not an expert, but still certain.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I also did an electronic signature. She said they couldn't accept, and I was like, well, there's no other way for me to do it. So, just let me do the electronic signature and move on with your life.
The church couldn't have even like locked your account or done anything with it anyway. You just opened your account. It was legitimate. Everything was done. And then they're like, oh, it's locked. You're in another country. Is that why they did it? I don't get it.
No, they were apparently I was supposed to fill out a form or send them some proof of the address. I guess when I first opened the account, and that I didn't know I was supposed to do it. They didn't say anything. I was checking that app every day, multiple times a day, to make sure the account was okay and it was going to be all right. And then, man, just as soon as I got into Korea, it was like, nah, it's locked. It's locked. Can't use it.
What in the hell? And if they really needed some type of proof of address, it should be in that app. It should have been messaged to you.
Right. That would have been an easy thing to do 6 weeks ago, but not while I'm already traveling. And then even after they said, once you submit this, then, we can unlock your account in just 3 to 4 business days. I was like, you guys are not getting it. You screwed up. But this is every U.S. bank, though. They think you're there to serve them and their needs. Like, just shut it down. I'll deal with PayPal. Make everything work through PayPal.
Mm-hmm. Jacob was asking, he was like, can you use Cash App? I was like, I don't think you're allowed to use Cash App there. I don't think they have that there.
I mean, they just don't use it here. No. Google Pay, you can use Google Pay for a lot of stuff.
Katie uses that here.
Yeah. I use it in Singapore. They take it on the transit system. So, hey, Eric, what do you like best? Do you like watching the food or not face on the screen?
Oh, either. But I'm like totally liking the fact that you like cleared this plate. You're like, yum, yum, yum.
You might think it'd be too slow to watch someone eat a plate of food, but not when it's me.
Hey, that straw is cute. Is that red and green stripes on that straw?
I'm surprised you can see that. Yeah, red, green, on the other side, yellow and blue.
It's cute.
All right, awesome. I'm gonna give them one more delight. We're gonna have to break a huge bill. I don't know how to complicate it. I can't speak. Pay up here. All right. Lost another thing. Oh, thank you. Jose. Oh. Thank you, Jose. Bye-bye. Oh, this was the first place. Oh, no. Next to the first place. Hi. I have a big bill. Is that okay? All right, very good. Thank you. Okay. Oh, wait, what are you looking at? Are you looking at me or?
I was looking at some people behind you just there. That one lady looked like she was staring straight at me. I'm like, hi.
Hey there, how you doing? I was trying to switch the camera around, but man, she was quick with the money. like boom, boom, boom. Here's your
That's
change. Thank
a
you.
really good shot of some greenery out there. This is like really clear.
Well, good. Glad you go. Now we're gonna walk through the market to the other side. I'm gonna show you what else is in this market.
Yes.
Okay. I also just now dropped my comb. I hope I put it back in there. That makes me worried that I dropped my mask earlier. You know, if I can lost the comb too. Jesus Christ. My damn head. Throw it on. All right, let's go. Thank you.
Boy, it is crowded in there, though. Good God.
It is crowded. Yeah, you're not joking about that. Oh, I don't want to jinx it, but I do want to say I've been impressed at the connection. Remember how many problems you had at Saipan?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Saipan needs some work on their
Y'all need some work. Now, I also want to say it's a big market. It's a really small area dedicated to the cooked food. Very popular back. They've got the rest of the market for market stuff. What y'all got this for? Market stuff.
Yeah, market stuff.
So you gotta get your meat. Like you got veggies, the veggie section. Oh. Oh wow, this is it for the veggie section. It's very small. It's mostly the cooked food part. Well, that's actually what surprises me because obviously the cooked food part is the popular part, and yet they've got more space dedicated to meats and veggies.
More flowers.
Yeah, flower market. This is part of the same market too.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, this is the place where I would get my my city girl flowers. Yes.
Your city girl? Oh yeah.
City girl flowers.
Veggie store. I noticed cherry tomatoes and grape tomatoes always tend to be with fruit in Asia.
Well, they are fruits.
Botanically, yeah. I mean, I guess if you're traditionalist.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
speaking,
culinarily, we treat them as vegetables, so they do. It's not wrong to call them vegetables.
Right, because that's what I would lump it in with to eat.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Except, I guess Asians do not. But the full-size tomatoes, they do. They're with the vegetables. But I can kind of see that too, because you can eat grape tomatoes like a snack.
That's true. That's true. But I would still consider it a veggie snack, even though I know it's a fruit.
Yeah. Yeah, I would too. Obviously, like we are we are Westerners, so we think like that.
And also, I don't want my tomatoes to be sweet or considered sweet. I'm gonna eat it savory somehow.
That was it.
Well, that's all.
That's all she wrote. Let me see if I can get out without squeezing through everybody. Hang on. All right, so I decided even if we have to stay on into next week, well, obviously now I do have to stay on until next week. I'm not going to add any new episodes. We're just going to take a break until we get up into China. At this point, no reason to believe we won't be going. So it still looks like everything's okay, but it will take until next week. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. We've done about half, I think, of the total number of episodes I'd like to do in Hong Kong, and mostly I split it all the nearly free stuff I put on this trip, and the next time I come down, hopefully we'll have some cash to do a couple of things. Oh, hello. And then I'm going to find a bench. I don't know why these benches are. They don't want people to sit on them. Eric, are you still there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What was going on with the benches?
Oh, I don't know. They're a bunch of stuff like just roped off. You can see the caution. You see the caution. I got caution tape over everything. I think it's just new construction is what it looks like, honestly, because this did just get renovated. This was a more traditional, older style, like a lot of what we saw in Malaysia. Up until, I'm guessing they did the renovation during the pandemic, because what better time to do it than when nobody can come out anyway?
No, that's true.
So anywho, yeah. So I'm not going to add any more Hong Kong stuff to the list. We got one more episode. I don't see any reason not to do it on Saturday, assuming I can get, if I'm homeless tomorrow night, then I probably won't do the hike. Seems like a homeless hike is a bad idea. But I already think bad enough. Yeah, so the hostel stay runs out. The one that I pre-booked runs out tomorrow. And I mean, if I can't access my money, I can't check in anywhere else. I don't have a passport to check in with, so I have to extend where I'm at, which is fine because they had a pretty good price. But yeah, that.
Right, but I mean, well, then you don't have to move any of your stuff around. You can just set up shop there, and you know how the people are.
Right. Yeah. So as long as I can pay for it, just I'll stick on another 3 nights and stay till Monday. But yeah, it's all in Charles Schwab's hands now. If they'll do the transfer, then I'll have a place to stay. And if not, I'll be on the street again. Won't be the first time.
Okay, so the bank acknowledges that. Okay, so if you haven't given them your address, will they still transfer it without them knowing what your address is?
Well, what I was begging them to do was just to transfer. I was like, I'm done with you guys. I really don't want to have an account with you at all at this point. I just want my money back. And for a while, they were fighting me on that. They were like, unless you have an account somewhere else. I was like, no, I'm not a millionaire. The $500 is all the money I've got. Like, I don't have accounts in 15 different banks. I just closed an account because the dickheads wouldn't allow me access to my money when I wanted it. And then I got Charles Schwab, and they're even worse. They're just like, no. And they wouldn't even let me transfer. So they insisted for a while I transfer it to an account that had my name on it. And I was like, well, I don't have an account with my name on it. And then they said, well, we could do an international transfer. And I was like, I don't have an account. I have access to, I have an account in China, but it's been zero money since 3 years ago. And the ATMs don't, accept my PIN anymore, or don't accept the card anymore. they say, talk to the bank, obviously. As soon as I get into China, I will do that. But so there's no international bank. And then they said, oh, well, we can mail it to you. I was like, well, that's obviously not going to help me by the end of the week, is it?
Right.
So I finally talked them into accepting your account information. Said, just send it to my friend. I'm telling you to do a transfer to my friend, and then the account will be empty, and you can close the account or stick it up your ass or whatever you want to do with it.
Right.
And so she finally said, okay, I'm going to send you the form to fill out, and you can we'll send it to your friend. And I was like, okay, good, great, let's do that. And then that was it's a day and a half ago. Seems like a million years ago, but it was a day and a half ago, and nothing has shown up yet. They haven't done anything yet.
Right. Well, and on the Navy Federal thing, it says it takes 2 to 3 business days. But like, are they including the day that you sent it? What time did you send that? Like the afternoon?
No. It was, in fact, it was after midnight, so it's not even a day and a half yet. Maybe getting close now. She told me, for whatever reason, she said you have to get it in by 2:30 Eastern time, and I said, well, I can do that, and I did get it emailed off by 2:30, and there was an automated response that acknowledged that they had gotten it, but that was the last I heard from them. And I know it does take a couple of days, so it's probably not anything unusual. But yeah, they did not give two shits. And the last two people I talked to were nice, and they obviously were trying to help, but they just kept all they're able to do when you work for a corporation like that is to just regurgitate whatever the corporate policy is. I'm like, yeah, your corporate policy fucked up, because one of your policies is that you need proof of me that I live where I live, but you don't tell anybody that. It seemed to be literally their plan to wait till I was in a store trying to use the card to tell me that they needed that document.
I don't remember ever having to do that when I opened up bank accounts online. I mean, maybe I did, but I don't remember that to where we had to show my address or Jacob's. I don't remember. So is this just a Schwaby asshole thing that they're doing?
Well, of course, they're blaming it on government policy, which is completely irrelevant because banks determine what government policy is. Every industry regulates itself in the United States. So here's what it is, just to make it simple so we will understand. The banking industry wanted to collect an obscene amount of data on their customers. It's just marketing research. So they pressured the government to pass legislation, they lobbied to pass laws that say they have to get all this extra data, all this, confirmed data. A list of people's names and addresses is worth a lot of money to people doing marketing. But a list of confirmed, like no bullshit confirmed addresses and shit, that's worth a lot more. So when a bank sells your information, they get a lot of money for it. That's why they wanted the government to pass this, so that, part of the Patriot Act is that they need your electric bill or some bullshit like that. What does that have to do with terrorism? It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Not a damn thing. Mm-hmm.
Like, for one thing, if I was actually a terrorist, I would know that law and I would know how to get around it. I could fake it so easy. It's just the fact that they didn't tell me they needed it. They just sat there with their thumbs on their asses, for 6 weeks, didn't tell me shit about what they needed, and then waited till I was on the trip and said, oh, you got to send us this information. No, I'm not sending you anything at this point, you fucking assholes. This is the whole point of this, is so I'd be able to use this card on this trip. And if it went well, I would keep the account. Well, it didn't go well. The jackasses didn't do anything. And then when I called them, first off, they don't have a way to call them, contact them. Mm-hmm. They've got phone numbers. Who the fuck picks up the phone and dials it? What is it, fucking 1987? They've got no chat stuff on their app. You can't get them by chat. You can't get them by email. You can't get into them anyway except dial up a phone. And every international attempt I've made until I finally figured out that you can get around this stuff through what's the Microsoft app? Skype. Skype will let you get around shit like that. So I just told Skype I was in the United States and made the call.
Oh, good.
But that took forever to figure out how to contact them. And then, when I finally did get in contact with them, they said, oh, that team's not on, they're not at work right now. You have to wait till they're at work. And I was like, the fuck? And they're just Monday through Friday, like banking hours. I was like, well, this doesn't make any sense. But you're supposed to be a 24-hour helpline. And they're like, nah, you got to do it on our schedule. You can eat shit. We got your money. So, I'll make sure I say many more bad things about Charles Schwab in the future. But that was ridiculous. That was just absurd. The way they've done it. We'll go more into it once I get the money back. But right now, the crooks still have my money. So I'm just going to leave it until I get it. And then we'll have a full story to tell, I guess. But hopefully that will be Saturday.
Well, I'm checking on here constantly because I was waiting until it was after 12 a.m. so I could look. And then I'll look again after noon. I'll message the bank too. And I'll ask them if they show any pending deposits.
Remember when we did a transfer before, when it was an international transfer, the thing that held it up was that the address wasn't correct, and they never told it. We can laugh about Miss Mama Fish not getting that done right, but the bank should have called her. The bank she was transferring from, her bank, they should have called her and said it didn't go through because you got something wrong, but they didn't. Right. And that's a Chinese bank. I've had nothing but good experiences with Chinese banks. They don't do any of this bullshit. They don't freeze your account. They don't act like, you're, you must be a terrorist, so please give us all your information. They don't, they you put the money in the bank and you can get it out. It's as simple as that.
Oh, Charles,
but anyway,
no, we can't have you doing that.
No, and it's all for marketing. I mean, that's not conspiracy theory. That's just how laws get put into place. There's a benefit for the industry for the law to be in place, so they lobby for it, and then they get it.
Well, we all know it's not for our own protection. It's always for their benefit and their money. So
that's right. Sometimes it feels like it's targeting us, and that is wrong. That's conspiracy thinking. They're not targeting us. They just don't give a shit how we get trampled in the process. Mm-hmm. They want to make big money, and they're going to do it, and they're going to pass the laws they want to get it done. And the average person can just go eat shit. Well, that was a nice rant. I'm glad I did that. I feel much better now. It has nothing to do with the cooked food market, guys, but that's just what's going on. This is the window into travel. I mean, honestly, I don't even know what to tell people. This is why I didn't want to make this an advice channel, travel advice. No, I don't have any advice. I have no idea what to do. I don't trust U.S. banks. The best thing I could say for you to do if you're going to travel for your finances is to get a big, paper bag full of cash. Just pile cash into the paper bag and held it on your lap on the plane, and that's all. That's what you need to do. That's the only way to get by, because banks are going to fuck you. Let me demonetize a different video with a stream of obscenities about these banks.
But it's true, they will.
Yeah, that's all they're out there to do.
I mean, right now in the States, some things are going down with the banks anyway because they've been irresponsible. But guess what? Sure, the government will find a way to bail them out. There's no way to have, national
there is no limit,
or student loans can't get forgiven. Nope. But
no.
Billions of dollars for the banks, yes.
What astounds me is how many ordinary citizens just go right along with that. Totally agree. Mm-hmm. Would you say student loan forgiveness?
Everybody's so stupid. They keep you stupid and complacent and apathetic and also struggling. So all you can focus on is, how
can you worry about all this shit when you're barely making your rent? Mm-hmm. Right. That's the plan, and it's working splendidly. You'll be happy to know. Oh wait, you won't be happy to know that. All right. Well, assuming we're going to take tomorrow off, but assuming that everything doesn't go as badly as imaginable, we'll do another episode of Hike on Saturday. And if it doesn't work out, and if I'm on the street on Friday night, then I'll just go and cancel the Saturday episode. Well, my Saturday. Take care of Friday.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Erica, do you want to hold on a minute after we run the credits?
Yes.
All right. Thanks to everybody who is watching in the future, and if someone is watching right now, also thanks to you. I don't see any comments, so it might just be a bot or something. But you know what I didn't do? Shit. I forget this so often.
What?
Sometimes I wonder. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
And that's of my pocket the whole time. What a shame. I should mention too that like these things are all over to get back to the whole point of the episode before we sign off. These things are all over town. There used to be a ton of them, but they actually stopped issuing licenses for these Daipaidong about in the 1980s sometime. I don't know how long ago. But so the ones that are left here are very popular because they've been handed down from one generation to the next. And they're very popular places to eat. I don't know why I feel like it's a class thing that they're trying to get rid of this type of place to eat. I mean, a lot of this kind of Hong Kong has disappeared over the years. And it is a very, it's becoming a more sterile city. You know, I hate to say it, but that's one of the things I didn't like about Singapore. Beautiful city, very nice, lovely, but also very sterile. You know, just like not a lot of interesting there. Just everything is very manufactured and generic, and I shouldn't say everything, but Singapore is mostly that. And stuff like these Daipaidongs, they don't have them there anymore, and they're trying to make Hong Kong that way. And it's kind of disappointing. I know things change, and the world moves on, but I don't know. It feels like this is something that brings character to a city and makes it an interesting, fun place to live or visit. And the attempt to get rid of them feels like they're working against their own best interest. What do you think, Erica?
I agree. And also Singapore, I mean, even aside from it being really expensive, it just seemed like when you go to it seemed like a really overpriced mall with a lot of fancy stuff.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's not bad. It's not a horrible place, but it doesn't strike any sense of place. Like it's just like it could be a mall anywhere, and it just happens to be a mall the size of a city.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got a few interesting sites, but I didn't find it to have much character, whereas Hong Kong is exactly the reverse. There's still a lot of character. When you're in Hong Kong, you're in Hong Kong. You're not really mistaking it for other places. And part of it is stuff like this. So it's disappointing to see them trying to get rid of them. But I say trying, and I say they stopped issuing new licenses in the 1980s. And they still got them around because people like them. And the fewer there are, the more they go out of business, the more popular the ones that are left get. And this is a point where you're not going to ever be able to get rid of them, hopefully. And I'd like to see them just like reverse that and say, okay, let's keep issuing, permits for these. Maybe there's a limit on the number they want to issue, but I see no reason these shouldn't be all over the place. It's a great, cheap way to eat. The food is good. And obviously people like it. It's really crowded in there.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, over here with Walmart, when they pop up Walmarts everywhere, then all the small shops are gone.
Right, yeah. Right. They can't get enough of these super giant mega malls that are, filled with high-end, very expensive shit that the average person can make no use of. They're putting those up everywhere you look. But housing, I mean, college graduates here can't get a space the size of a room closet. But not to get too far into it, because I'm not a Hong Konger, so these are not my problems. I'm not that familiar, but I know that's a big issue in Hong Kong right now. And a lot of one of the things that drives a lot of the anger from the younger generation is that they can't get jobs and housing. It's just too expensive, and yet they can't stop putting up stuff for the mega wealthy and shutting down stuff for the average people. But where is that not the story?
I was gonna say that's man.
Yeah, so true. I'm sure we'll discuss that more on future episodes. Okay, Erica, hang on, and I'm going to run the credits. And thanks to everybody that did watch, and thank you, Erica. And hopefully we'll be back in a couple of days, and then we're going to take some time off before we go into China. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. So thanks again. Enjoy the next video. Bye-bye. Uh-oh, I didn't time that very well.